Looks like your credits went through just fine. Fantastic. Now, where was I? Right. You were asking about the mercs, Nox Solaris. Well, friend, you have come to the right man. Been their humble street pharmacist since just after they got together. Some of my best clients, by the way. But more importantly for you, they're the best there is at what they do. I mean, what a group! Leader's a bona fide Atlantean voyager. That's right, Atlantean. Then there's the spooky techno-wizard cyborg genius. Finally, a mystic smithy giant. 12 feet tall if he's an inch. Not to mention the mountain of a spirit bear he calls brother. Now, I can get word to him if you're looking to hire Mister. No problem there. Just let old Blitz give you 2 tiny tips for your health. First, don't get on their bad side. Make sure you have payment ready to go, and don't try to pull any bullshit, or you're worse than dead. And second, don't piss off that fucking bear.
Finally, there you are. The Nexus had just enough power to fuel one more try. The last step. The Megaverse knows my Atlantean people as heroes, but a shadow of chaos has taken root in me. They try to bind it. They try to bury it. But when I finally called out to it, to you, from across the void, you answered, I am ready.
Welcome, traveler, to the Black Shore.
Your shame reaches a mother's heart, even beyond the veil, little brother. My sister saw and mocked her as the darkness closed in. She giggled and synthesized honey-sweet tones while leaning close to softly breathe her venom into my ear. And so, with judgment passed and tourniquets in place, my family commanded the automated surgical bots to neatly slice both arms and legs from my torso. The harsh lights overhead swam and dimmed before my eyes, as flesh and bone were replaced with cold, unfeeling metal to cripple my connection to the arcane. Now, my family lies far behind my path, and I follow a new teacher as she whispers from the darkness ahead. Her voice haunts me with promises of forbidden knowledge and wonders precious beyond compare. Each step brings me closer to my prize, closer to my revenge, closer to her.
Nah, brother. My eyes read the stars as keenly as your ancient ones do. It is almost here. E is almost home. And with him comes the end for our proud and noble Vana countryman, along with the rest of the souls on this world. As his foul shadow falls upon us all, we alone stand for those who cannot. Ugh. So rise, son of Aku. Our ancestors smile upon us this night as they call us home. Come and let us earn our place amongst the stars above.
Okay, guys, we are live with the 5th session of the Prism of KeterFall campaign in the Rift setting of Palladiumbooks. Our characters find themselves in an underground facility that has been used to power the local town's energy needs for the past several decades, which has started to fail. The mayor of the local populace has quested this group with going down and fixing whatever the problem is. They also have noticed that there's what appears to be a huge problem with radiation escaping the facility because all of the local inhabitants are starting to look like pancake batter on a hot griddle pretty much. So they're going in to see if they can rectify this problem. And after entering, they have encountered some opposition. We've got a couple of units right in front of them. Let's see here. That they've already engaged with. Heavy flame unit, as well as what appears to be an anti-armor unit with two kind of combat droids. This unit's currently impacted into the wall, with her force field being the only thing to protect her. And she seems pretty stunned. Some of our heroes have taken a little bit of damage, but so far they've done outstandingly well in this conflict. They already put down this pacifier unit in the previous room, and they're moving forward to their ultimate objective. So, the last thing to note is that Wotek has positioned himself near the lobby at the entrance to this long corridor of underground rooms that the group is in right now. Wotek is facing outwards because previous to entering the facility, our heroes had witnessed several NPCs being accosted by what looked to be some kind of incredibly powerful superhero that was streaking through the sky, causing sonic booms, and then did the prototypical superhero landing on one knee with a fist to the ground, causing a shockwave. And at this point, they're not sure exactly what's happening up there, but they are trying to hurry, as some of the NPCs had expressed to them that they should get out of sight and not incur the ire of whatever that superhero may be. So, with that, they obviously have a time crunch that they are going through, and they're trying to get further into the facility and overcome the obstacles in front of them. So, with all of that being said, guys, let's go ahead and let's just do a fresh initiative and get this party started. We are going to roll here. We are going to roll here.
Oh, my button's gone.
Initiative roll, the tracker's gone.
There was the one button on my main screen that was there. It's gone now for some reason, but I still have it in my profile. So
You might be able to open it back up. I think there's a way to close that little window that had that and reopen it, but I'm not sure. Maybe a double click somewhere. So I don't know.
oh, now I'm clicking on the TT on the profiles, and it's not doing anything either.
Same.
Really?
Regular row is what it keeps clicking for me.
Yeah.
Let me take a quick look.
You attempted to roll. Oh, click on your character and then hit the TT.
It didn't roll, but it rolled for me. But click on my character. What do you mean click on my character?
Click on your
token.
character.
There we
Oh,
go.
and then the initiative roll tracker
Yeah.
pops up.
Yeah. There we go.
I remember that was the issue for me. So glad I'm last.
I'm not last for once.
You beat the purifier.
Yeah,
That's something.
He's about to die anyway. He's alright.
All right. And we got round 1. Let's just move that up to the top to keep track. Round 0, rather. And we've got Ymir, the armor, Ren, Akama, and then the purifier. All right. Ymir, the fuck are you doing, bro? What's happening?
Well, can you set the scene again about the enemy? We know that she's knocked into the wall, but I got hit. Ymir was hit with some sort of stun darts or stun field last time, and I rolled to save for pain. So could you kind of redress my scene for me?
Absolutely.
That was the fire.
As you rolled over the low cover in front of you, the purifier unit had basically been blasting over towards Ren and you. You were able to roll forward,
Dodge.
but you were able to basically just take the hit on your side, and you came up to the side of the purifier, and you're also right next to the anti-armor unit. The anti-armor unit had tried to hit you with some kind of stun ray from the 2 drones, and it was unsuccessful. You were able to shrug it off with your superhuman physique. And so as you come back up to full height and are ready to take your action, you see that basically both opponents are within striking range.
You already lose your turn for the dodge roll?
Oh, wait a second. So he had rolled forward. She had.
There were 2 dodges. I didn't dodge because I couldn't, because I wouldn't have rolled that fucking high, because my guy has no pluses to anything.
You know what? Since it wiped our turn order, we're just gonna go fresh from here.
Sure.
We'll just go fresh from here. All right, so you're good to go, Ymir. You've got your World Maker in your hands, and you see the star metal kind of glinting in the dim light, and it sings out for a victim. So,
Do I have enough time to turn around and attack the heavy armor unit at my flank and still get a hammer strike off? Is that possible?
you're saying you want to hit the heavy armor unit with your hammer?
Yes. Ymir spins around, recognizing where the heavy armor unit is behind him, because the gout of flame just torched his armor. So he's pissed off and he wants to turn around and hit the heavy flame unit directly behind him.
Okay. So yeah, as you basically roll over the cover, you shrug off the stun and you spin on your heels with your hammer being used almost as the fulcrum for your swing. And
Okay.
All right, the giant face of the hammer comes screaming towards this heavy unit. Let's go ahead and roll a strike roll with your hammer.
Ancient strike.
You should. Let me just make sure real quick.
Uh-huh.
Want to make absolutely sure that. Let's see, character sheet, profiles, and you have Blunt and Worldmaker equipped. Yeah, so it should just be Ancient Strike. Okay, good God. There's that +3. All right, so as you bring the massive piece of star metal to bear, it impacts into his frame basically right at crotch level. And as it does so, he was kind of holding his weapon up a little bit at an angle. So as this hammer impacts him right at the waist, kind of lower crotch, you see his whole form just kind of start folding up and giving way. You're definitely hitting him hard enough to move him. So why don't we go ahead and roll damage and see how far he goes?
Which is what? What's the roll damage again?
That should be...
D1 million.
That should be...
It's just a sheet of paper.
Right? Let's see. Active. Okay, that should be under Ancient, and it should be, yep, just damage. 6d6.
6d6.
Yeah, you can just click it in your active profile too if you want. Under Ancient, it'll just be damage.
Right, disarm, entangle. Oh, damage. There we go. Modifier? Any
No.
damage modifier?
No
None?
modifier.
Gotcha. Hey.
Nice. Nice. All right, so as you smash him... Here we go. So as you smash him, you see him go flying. Let's see, it would have swung around this way. You see him go flying over this way and slam against the wall. And as he slams against the wall, you see him kind of rebound back and fall over towards where the debris was directly behind you. As he falls, he actually falls prone, and you can tell it's going to take him a moment to gather himself and get back up. All right. Excellent. Excellent.
Ymir
shot.
lifts his finger and points to the drones to get his allies' attention of the anti-armor unit's drones, just so they're aware.
Okay. You know what? It would make sense for me to... Let me see. All right, I'm going to drop a couple real quick. You point to them, obviously trying to give the suggestion to take those things out. Next in line, the anti-armor unit actually just kind of stumbles forward and pushes and pulls itself out of the concave hole that it dug in the mega damage concrete when it impacted. It falls out of the hole in the wall and plops down on the floor and begins scrambling on its hands and knees to get back up to its feet. Its entire attack is consumed with trying to right itself and get back into combat form. At this point, Ren, you're up.
Okay. Noticing how quickly things went from fine to holy shit, I'm engulfed in flame. Ren's gonna cast a spell as opposed to using any techno wizardry, and he is going to cast I clicked the wrong thing. He's gonna cast Pervious to energy.
Okay. And you're casting that just yourself. What would you like to cast that through?
he's gonna touch and hold his armor, where I think armor of it then had burnt out, but he's just gonna hold his armor like basically like both of his hands are to his like collarbone piece.
Okay.
And he kind of just sits there in like a kind of wide stance and just focuses his arcane ability into his armor and kind of closes his eyes for a brief second to focus just purely kind of on just like kind of blank out everything in the room and just solely focusing on what he's grabbing and what's on his armor, and just push everything he has, all of his arcane ability, into that and try to focus and create a field of impervious energy on his outer armor suit.
Okay. As you focus on that enchantment, the power rushes out from you and flows through the mega damage weave of your armor. As it does so, there's a slight scintillation and glimmering of light and flickering of energy as it dissipates throughout the material and instantly basically turns it invulnerable to all forms of energy. You definitely feel like this is going to come in handy against an opponent that's using pretty much nothing but. As that powers up, you also can do a small action if you'd like. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Small action. I don't know what a small action entails.
You could do a quarter of your total movement. You could do, or of your single turn movement, you could do a quarter of that. You could say something. You could ready something. You know.
I'll move forward. What's the thing? Are those two things floating behind Ymir? Her little orbs.
They're actually between you and Ymir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll stay where I'm at. I don't know what those things do yet.
All right. Excellent. Okay.
I'll spend the rest of my turn observing those like a motherfucker. And could I use a psionics? Or is that kind of 2 actions kind of type thing?
Yeah, using any kind of psionics ability, skill, anything is a full action, yeah.
Sure, okay. Well, then I'm just gonna, I am going to look at these and study them, still keeping my, wits about me, what's going on in the battlefield, but I'm gonna focus on those and kind of try to mentally study them and break them down as everything else is going on, and still, so it's not full attention, but majority of attention is on these 2 orbs.
Okay. All right.
You clearly understand they're a threat, though, because you did see Ymir point at them.
For sure they're a threat, but they're also very intriguing to me as well.
Right,
okay.
Right.
Okay, and as you do this, just remind me that that's what you were doing once we come back around to your turn.
Of course. Yep.
And we'll get a perception roll going for you. All right, so the Purifier tries to right himself. He's able to use his attack to stand back up to his feet.
How about my turn? You skipped me.
Oh, no,
You
yeah,
should be
I'm
still
sorry.
down.
I'm sorry, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm about to fucking... I'm gonna cast
It set you up a
blood
combo.
splatter
Let's
around
get
the weapon.
What's that?
I'm gonna use my tattoo.
Oh, the blood spatter on your
Yeah.
god hands, okay. Okay, so you
And
activate
then
activate that, and as you do, you see ripples of crimson energy stretch out across the framework of your god hands. And you can tell that the magical energy is reinforced them, allowing them to do even more deadly strikes. All right, and that's the one that gives you, what is it, a crit on 18 through 20?
18 through 20, and if I have something that gives me a crit from 18 through 20, then it's 17 through 20.
Yes, as your hand-to-hand combat goes up, exactly. And you have really good hand-to-hand skills, so that's going to happen, I'm not sure exactly what level, but fairly early, I think. All right, so you go ahead and activate that. And is there like a bonus action you want to take, a smaller action?
How close am I to this guy in front of me?
You're within striking range.
Can't kick him? Can't punch him?
Nope. The
I
spell
would
took the main
stare at
action.
him.
Okay.
I would point to him and say, "You fucked up."
All right. He looks over at you, and all you can see is his helmet, but his helmet kind of turns to the side quizzically, as if he's a little startled by what you just said. All right. At this point, we go like this, right?
You have fucked up now.
This should be at the top. This should be 1, though. Let me see. We can always just hit +1. Enter. And then next round it should go to 2. Okay, so Ymir, back to you. What are you doing?
Well, seeing that the purifier unit has righted itself and is preparing to attack, or is at least back up on its feet, Ymir feels a deep primal surge of energy through his veins now in the midst of combat. And he shuts his eyes for a second, and when he opens them back up, they just flash blue for a second, just like a ripple of primal energy, looking almost like one of Wotek's runes that ripple across that bear's body. So I'm going to activate superhuman strength.
Oh, wait a minute. You on yourself?
Yes.
Oh, bro, you don't need it. You have supernatural
already
strength
have it, don't
already. You're as
Oh, my
strong as
bad.
anything can be, yeah.
Oh, my
That's why I
bad.
was slightly confused, but
Yeah, I was like,
I let it roll, I guess.
We're going to have
I'm
him
gonna cast a
Hulk
spell,
out.
which actually makes me weaker.
I thought that was
You
like,
effectively
on
turn
top of
green
it.
and gain 8 feet of mass, and... No, yeah. No worries at all, man. What would you care to do there, sir?
I would like to hit the fuck out of that purifier unit, or attempt to hit the fuck out of the purifier unit with the World Maker.
Okay.
Ymir is still in the midst of combat, so he's ready for anything, and he's ready to end combat as swiftly as possible.
Okay, so what kind of swipe are you doing? Overhand? Are you doing side to side like a baseball swing? Are you doing...
We'll say where he was, his hammer was down from that strike earlier on the heavy flame unit, so he comes swinging up kind of at an angle, but aiming directly for the purifier's midsection.
Okay.
Or the anti-armor unit's midsection.
And you want to step into range, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you step into
The
range.
purifier is the big dude on the floor.
You on the
Yeah.
floor?
Well, the purifier has stood back up after your attack. That's what he wanted to do is stand back up.
Okay.
But you're wanting to definitely hit the purifier, the flame unit, not the anti-armor
Oh.
unit, right?
Oh no, I mistook those two. I meant the
Yeah,
anti-armor
that's what I
unit.
figured.
Yeah,
Okay.
I meant
Yeah.
the anti-armor unit.
That's why I
Absolutely.
threw it out there, just in case. Cause
No,
no,
thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, so you go ahead and do kind of an upwards angled swing, and as it
Like an uppercut to the gut.
flies through the air, you hear that solid kind of humming vibration, and roll that 20-sided, man.
Profiles. Active. Another ancient. Another roll like that.
Yes, correct. Nice. And remember, guys, in melee combat, all you need is a 5 or above, and in ranged combat, you need a 12 or above. Just want to throw that back out there again. All right, so you connect solidly with the frame of the armor. As you do so, the advanced energy rifle that it's holding gets knocked from its hands. You notice that this weapon is tethered via a energy cable, and so it flies off to the side about 6 feet off to her left, but you see that it is still connected. She no longer has it in her hands, though. Go ahead and roll damage, Ymir. And again, under
Gotcha.
Ancient, that should just be the
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
excellent.
Thank you for letting me know. And now I know
Absolutely.
where my eyes are. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right, so as you solidly impact that thing right across, we're going to say the lower chest, 19, coming upwards, you can tell that the armor itself crumples inward. Actually, you know what? It should be this. The armor itself, for the first time, seems to actually crumple inward just a touch, and the force field flickers violently and looks like it's about to pop like a bubble on a hot, sunny day. There is probably only a hit or two left on that shield before it's going to be completely gone, and a huge, toothy, tusked grin spreads across Ymir's face as he realizes that very soon the damnable magical shell will be gone and he'll be able to get at the soft meat and metal beneath. At this point, Ymir, you hear a long baying howl come from Wotek, and you know that this can only mean that this is basically a sign that all is lost and to run. Okay? This echoes through the chamber, but is muted by the closed walls and doors behind you now that the portal is faded. But even through the walls, you're able to hear the vibrations of this mournful howl that he lets out only when things are at their worst. All right.
Shit.
Let's see. The unit in front of you, Ymir, falls backwards as it's struck, and once again begins to kind of pick itself up and right itself, unable to really do anything. As it's trying to collect itself, it's yanking on its cable to basically retrieve its weapon and kind of scrambling to get that under control again. You do see, however, both orbs rotate over next to you, and once again, Ymir, you see a ghastly, sickly, greasy, yellowish light spray out from 2 ports in front of each orb, and as it strikes your flesh, you feel it singeing and numbing your body once again. Go ahead and roll a save versus pain. Sucks
Type of
being
pain attack.
yes. What are the
Other.
options?
Other. A magic, psionic, other.
Yes, other.
Oof. Oof.
Okay. So this time the numbness takes hold, and you feel a racking frost-like sting melt through your outer dermis and sink right through into your bones. This causes you to instantly take a knee and brace yourself on the floor, and you feel like this is something you're not going to be able to just shake yourself out of. You're going to need some help, you think. Once it's your attack again, you can definitely make another save versus pain, though. What this has done is basically put you last in the turn order, and it has sacrificed your next melee attack, your next attack in the turn order.
Yeah.
So a devastating blow, but no damage was done. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Ren, you're up.
Can I make it to the what's his name, the big armored guy, and still attack in my movement, or am I too far away to do a melee?
Actually, let's check that real quick. So we're just going to look under your character sheet. We're going to look under movement. You're able to move 105 feet per attack. A quarter of that would be roughly 25 feet.
Okay, so it's like 15 feet or 20 feet for me to get there, so I can do that.
Okay, excellent.
Each square is 5 feet, correct?
Correct. And almost
Okay.
all battle maps that we're doing at this level, unless it's like we're in vehicles and panned out, almost all the time it'll be 5 feet, yeah.
Okay. Then I will rush the, what's his name again?
There's a purifier unit.
Purifier. Yeah, the purifying unit, the big guy, the big armored guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on
I will-
the floor.
I will rush. I will rush him. I will, as I'm running forward, I will draw from my sheath on my back. My blade. I will activate its dark flame, and I will try to attack the damaged arm that has already been previously damaged. That controls his ability to toast us all like marshmallows.
Okay, now here's the only thing with that. Your bonus action, your main action has to be the attack. Your bonus action could either be the movement or readying the sword, because I don't think you had your sword out, right?
Oh, I didn't know that it took turns to draw a weapon.
Yes, that's just a bonus action, though. So if you were standing right next to him, you could draw your sword. As we discussed, activating a power on one of your items shouldn't cost an attack, because it's basically just pushing a button. If you had to pump energy into it to do it, that would be an attack. But just hitting the button shouldn't be. But movement would be a bonus action, and readying a weapon would be a bonus action. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just thought I could do it. Shit. What?
Bro, just lightning bolt his ass.
And I
that
do
doesn't do
want
shit
to
damage.
I do want to say this, because we had gone over some of your gear. You can assume that you've got your grenade bandolier on with your different grenades, and that all of that stuff is already implemented. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we've already added your cloak. I believe we did. Let me make sure. Character sheet and profiles. TW hooded cloak. Shadow meld. That only had 20. You know what? I'm going to do this because you had already taken some damage. Let's say your shadow cloak is tucked away in your kind of like your pack that you have on right now. You could take it out and put it on basically in one attack and bonus action. You could easily just, don it. And again, it'll go over your plates. But that way, I don't want to say it's already taken any kind of hit. I want to assume that it's still fresh and completely unused and ready.
No, yeah, I didn't. I used that as a spell earlier when I used it, so I wouldn't have it on me.
Yeah. So that is in there, and if you want to put that on, just we can just check it on your armor.
No, it's too bright in here. I'm not gonna use a turn just to hide in no
I
shadow.
just wanted you to know that what we discussed, it's not like it's all back at your car. You've got your stuff with you. So
Yeah. None of that's gonna change what's happening now, though. I guess I'll draw my sword and make my way next to him, and I guess wait till my next turn to attack him.
Okay. And you did want to be right here or somewhere else?
I don't know. I guess I'll just stand where I'm at and then draw my blade and then do nothing else.
You want to stay up here, you mean?
Yeah, I don't want to go next to him right now if I'm not attacking him. So I'll just drop my blade for now and then I'll move and attack next turn, I guess.
Okay, let's do this too. This might kind of change your thought process. Why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check? Let me give you that information from last attack so that you
on
so
the
that you have
drones.
something else to go by. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh shit.
Yo.
All right, you're able to instantly identify that the technology that's being utilized in these things is very familiar to your clan's own native technology. You realize that you would have several ways of co-opting this device. The easiest and most direct of which would be for you to physically touch it and try and use, like, I believe it's telemechanics. In which case you believe you could easily take control of devices that are this simple in nature. They're, like I said, it's also very familiar to you. So that's basically what you glean, is that these are stun units. They don't have much in the way of offensive capability other than to incapacitate, but they're used for anti-armor operations because they can even get through heavy mega damage armor with their paralyzing effects. They generally don't last very long because they can't take a lot of damage, and they are not very sophisticated when it comes to any kind of AI or programming. They're basically just small remote drones that are controlled by the armor system they're slave to. And that's it. That's what you gather.
Do I glean this before I activate my blade or after?
No, you can just go ahead. We had meant to do that right at the beginning, so you can have your full attack and bonus attack to decide.
Well, then I will not draw my blade, and I will go over to one of those drones.
Okay.
And I will. Yeah, I will.
Telemechanics.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there's anything else, but yeah, because Machine Ghost is more for complicated. Yeah, so telemechanics. The one on the one to the, well, from me looking at the map to the right of Ymir.
So you want to be about here?
Actually, no. I'll go to the one to the left.
Okay.
Right of Ymir, left of the map. Yeah, of the map.
You can be directly in front too of Ymir if you want, because remember, guys, you can go diagonal.
No. I'm not going to be ever in front of Ymir, probably.
Wise decision.
Yeah.
All right. So
when he learns how to say duck, maybe. But
yeah.
Until then.
Right.
And I'm gonna use telemechanics on this machine and try to see if I can maybe do maybe a quick hack, or at least if not get control of it, maybe at least shut it down.
Okay. So what I'm going to need from you is I'm going to need a straight strike roll. You're going to need to get a 5 or above just to reach out and touch it. And if you're able to do that, then let's go ahead and have you use the ability, and we'll proceed from there.
Straight strike roll. Do I have that in my stats, or am I just rolling a d20?
Just roll a d20. I think I could give you. Let's give you your bonus to strike. Actually, I think that's appropriate.
You mean your profile?
Let me take a
profile and then strike. Okay, I've got +1.
Okay, excellent.
My lovely bonuses, 0 to +2. No! I got a 5. A hit, right? Barely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Holy
Yep.
shit.
You
Thank
reach
God
out.
I got that bonus. Thank you for giving me that.
You reach out. You realize you're about to miss, and at the last second, your pinky just brushes up against it as it's floating to the side. And as you make contact, go ahead and cast your ability.
I'm one of those kids that waits till the last minute to do his paper, but he still passes by with a C, and he's happy with that.
Let's see. Okay. So as you focus your inner will upon the machine, instantly reality seems to melt away around you, and your senses are shifted to the digital world, where this thing's operating system resides. Everything is represented from your own psyche in visual terms that you're able to comprehend. And this particular program basically takes on the likeness of a pretty simple little hedge maze. And after just a couple of moments of navigation, you're able to get to the fountain at the center. When you get there, you simply place your hand into the cool water bubbling up from the stone fixture. Go ahead and roll a 20-sided dice, please. You're trying to get a high roll. Excellent. Right away,
Let's fucking go.
right away, the water solidifies around your hand, becoming some kind of ice-like crystalline structure, and flows up your arm and surrounds your body. As it does, it slowly pours down your throat, into your ears, in every orifice, until you become basically a statue of this substance. At that moment, your consciousness links with the drone, and you have now assumed complete control of it. You would guess that this thing is probably going to burn itself out now that it's been kind of corrupted and usurped. It's probably going to burn itself out relatively quickly, but you would guess that you could at least get a few shots out of it before its system shut down from the stress. Right away, the rest of you were able to see some small sparks and smoke coming from the sealed orb surface of this drone, and as it shakes and bobs a few times in the air, you guys would guess that your companion has somehow taken control of it or damaged it severely, okay?
Hell yeah.
All right. And with that, Akama, you're up.
Is the purifier in front of me standing up, kneeling, laying down prone?
He is now up. He's righted himself, and he's starting to level that massive weapon at the group once again.
I am going to give him a beautiful uppercut.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. So you kind of pivot inwards, and like old Tyson with that beautiful peekaboo style,
Ooh, yeah, baby.
you dip to the side, and as you come up, you actually bring your arm up the middle on the inside of his gun. And as you do so, this giant-sized beach ball-looking fucking armored gauntlet springs skyward at Mach 2, wanting to connect, I assume, close to his face, his chin, his upper chest. Or is there anything in particular an area you're wanting to go for?
Right below the chin area, so to say. I mean, he got like a... Yeah, like under that respirator.
Like
Okay.
in the tubes.
All right.
Give him that old Shinshoryu, like Ryu from Street Fighter.
Right.
Hell yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna check real quick on
Tiger.
your.
Tiger uppercut.
You're goddamn right.
Let's see. Under active, I want to make
Pretty
sure
wild, you know?
that all of this stuff is activated.
I'm picturing a Star Punch from Little Mac.
Right.
I'm picturing freaking Super Mario doing a fucking jump up.
God hands, blood splatter,
Here we go.
and
Here we go!
I'm just gonna check to make sure your critical range is correct.
I don't
Now,
even know
see,
if it is or not.
That's still at 20, so I'm gonna change this real quick. And I think it's because blood splatter didn't go fully on. Yep, it's not in here, so we're gonna say replaced pick modifiers. No, we're gonna say apply pick modifiers. And now you've got, yep, your blood spatter. So now we're gonna go back into active, and we're gonna take a look, and yep, critical range is now down to 17.
Yeah, I see that. Sweet, sweet.
Okay.
So I go for a strike.
Oh, I guess you already had something adding to it. Nice. Yeah, so now you can just do, just strike, and it'll just be the damage. Okay, so you connect solidly with that respirator collar, and you hear a loud, kind of high-pitched, whip-like crack as a piece of the metal seems to give under the force of the blow. Go ahead and roll your damage for that. It should be 66.
Add damage modifier. Punch.
No.
PS punch bonus.
A lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice. I got one max. Yeah.
Fucking
Oh.
Yeah, all average or above. Nice.
Ooh.
All right. So as you crack him in that collar, you feel the whole assembly start giving way, and as it does, you see that it looks like the meat underneath has suffered a pretty bad laceration as all of that metal kind of buckled and broke off. You see that he slumps down to the floor, and nobody's able to get a good look at it, but somewhere around his neck and upper chest region is gouting blood out at a horrible pace. And you would guess that even though this guy is a very large, beefy looking individual that could take a lot of damage, you would guess that whatever this slice is, whatever it cut into, was pretty fucking vital, because there are just cups and cups of blood pouring out from the ruined metal around his neck. He reaches his hand that's supporting himself. He's basically holding his gun in one hand and supporting himself on his knees with the other, and he lets go of the gun handle to use his free hand to reach up and futilely kind of grab and grasp at his neck in some kind of effort to staunch the bleeding. Okay? Let's see. Okay, Ymir, you're still trying to collect yourself, but go ahead and roll a pain save,
Yes, sir.
and you now have a +5 because only one of the units is continuing to bathe you with that light. The other one has now stopped.
I'm gonna look at the guy and say, "Who does number 2 work for?"
Good Lord, Bear. Good Lord. All right.
I got no pluses to save pain. I got
Where's that?
pluses to I got major pluses to non-lethal poison, lethal damage, but nothing to pain.
That's rough, man. That's rough. I feel like your guy
I
probably
think
should
that
have
we
something,
should have
but
talked about that. I
think we
feel like
should've.
something.
Your
I
guy
think
walks around
somebody-
barefoot in the Russian tundra, bro.
Yeah, right. I think we should have talked about that next time. We
That's
can do it
hilarious.
sometime this week.
He all gets a
Yeah.
splitter and is like,
Right.
somebody help
Yeah,
me.
we gotta talk about this. Something
Yeah.
ain't right here.
Yeah,
Something ain't right.
that definitely.
I'll take it.
that's-
Like,
Big old glass
I'll ta-
cannon. It's like, I'll
Right.
smash you. Ow! I
right.
hit my elbow.
Right.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
No,
we
it
gotta
doesn't.
talk about.
it
But
doesn't.
I'll take it for now, of course,
I
because
think-
it's a strike.
I think that's part of it, is that for your guy, since it was a custom race,
Right.
we should have done a final pass of just like
Right.
common sense. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, because I feel
We'll do
like
that. We'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you would have needed. Let me see. You had a +5, and so that's a 9. I'm gonna say it's got to be at least a +3, and the target was only 12, so we're gonna give it to you.
Okay.
I'll go in and adjust it. I'll say a +3. That should be appropriate to make you pretty resistant, but not
Right.
make it so you can just get an arm chopped off and be like, "Oh shucks, it's just a scratch."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I can't just fucking
I got another
cauterize
one.
my arm and walk through it. Yeah.
I want that too.
Listen, here we go. Here we go. Now the regular human's gonna be like, "Man, look, we're intelligent, so there should be some bonuses too."
My arms aren't even real.
Right. Now, see, that would play in. I'll tell you that right now. If you ever got into a situation where pain in the arms would be a factor, please bring things like that up, because that's exactly where we want to put some realism. So
I got a button that I push and my arms and legs come off and I slither away.
regrow them later.
Oh, like the guy from
Like that guy in Basilisk.
Basilisk, yeah.
I just inchworm it away. It looks like I'm humping the ground as I'm sliding away.
Yeah, but you've done this plenty of times in the past, so you can do it at like supersonic speed.
Right. All right, guys. So, Ymir is able to shake off the effects, and as you resist it, you slowly start getting back up to your knees. That's the only action that can be taken right now, though.
That's fine.
All right, but you're back in it now. You're back in it.
Excellent. Good.
Mr. Purifier.
And the Purifier doesn't seem to be doing anything other than grasping at his neck.
He better
in
not.
fact,
Shit.
We got some serious blood loss going on here. Let's apply that.
Can I kick him in the head just for fun?
Oh, yes, you can. Just not right now.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, so that's the
Kick him in the head and it
end
just falls off because it's hardly hanging on.
of that round. Bring this back up. I got to remember how to get this round to do its fucking job properly, but we'll figure that out. Let's try +1.
On the next time on Tabletop Games.
Go. So this is essentially, guys, whenever you look at the turn order, when you see the round, you can always assume it's one higher, because we're always going to start off with the round counter being at 0, but that's round 1, and then I'll tell it to keep adding 1 each round to keep track for everybody. So just so you know,
it's round 3 right now.
Exactly. All right.
3. Fight.
Now, as the anti-armor unit collects its rifle again and turns towards you guys, right away it seems to sense that one of its drones has been corrupted, and it reaches out with its free arm and seems to be trying to actually will the drone back under control. As it does, the drone shakes violently and seems to spurt 10 times more sparks and smoke out. Let's go ahead and Ren, why don't you roll a 20-sided die. You're going to have a +5 because of your acumen with machinery. And we're going to put your roll directly against its roll.
Tug of war. Let's go.
21 total.
Jesus. All right, you easily keep domination of the drone, but you can sense that it is close to basically completely burning out now.
I'll wave a finger like the guy from Jurassic Park and go, that's not the password.
Okay, and at this, as the unit is able to tell that it wasn't able to regain control of its drone, it lets out a metallic, synthetic-sounding scream in your direction and seems to be now entirely focused on you. Okay, at this point, Ren, you're up.
Based on my knowledge of what just happened, do I think there's much juice left in this little orb, or is it pretty much fried down after the little struggle?
You would guess there's maybe a shot, maybe 2 left in it, if at all. So.
Well, I guess I'll send it over and try to see if I can stun her.
Kamikaze.
Okay. And do you want it to move from where it's at, or just attack directly?
Oh, can it do it from where it's at? Or does that be right next to her?
You would guess that it has a range of at least 30 feet.
Then I'll tag her from where it's at.
Okay. You tell it to fire, and as it spins around, you see the lens aperture open up, and that same light come out, but now there's little flecks and streaks of a reddish hue that emerge with it. And as it bathes over the anti-armor unit, you see that it seems to flicker and sparkle this energy along the outer shell of the energy field. It seems to have a reaction kind of like a fork in a microwave, but it does not seem to cause any kind of damage. And at this, the unit holds up its free hand and does the same finger-wagging motion to you. All right.
Didn't so I didn't get it to actually attack because it
It
would.
fired, but it looks like it had absolutely no effect on it. And your estimation would be that this thing is shielded from its own drones.
I was kind of guessing that. Yeah, I was
Okay.
hoping that maybe that since your armor had been knocked down, that maybe that wouldn't be the case. Oh well. Don't attack someone with their own tools.
All right. You do have a bonus action. Anything you want to do?
I don't really know what I can do with bonus action.
Go to the other side. Pick up the other drill.
I can't do that with a bonus action.
Could walk to it.
Up to a
Nice,
quarter
close.
of your 1-turn movement.
Yeah, I guess I could step. I guess there, but I mean,
It's up to
that's
you.
it.
Just you know,
No. I mean, she's focused on me. I'll put Ymir between me and her.
fucking A, bro. I would too. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Akama, what are you doing?
I want to be, since the purifier is basically close to death. I'm gonna ready my TW knife, the shock gravity knife,
Okay.
and I wanna. Is Ymir directly in front of it, like in between me and the other thingamajig? And the other enemy?
Yes, he's basically standing between you and the anti-armor.
Do I have any can I look his way and see if there's a window that I can throw this dagger through?
You feel pretty confident that if you threw it now, only on a very low roll would you hit him.
Nice.
But it's possible. It's possible.
Alright, I'm gonna try to throw it at this fuckhead over here. Not Ymir.
Okay, so you pop open the gravity knife. It's a little difficult using your god hands to do something so fine and refined and articulate, but you're able to manage just fine. As you drop it from the sheath and prepare it to throw, did you want to charge it or just throw the knife itself?
If I charge it, then I can't throw it. Yeah?
It's a TW one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So no, anything TW we're gonna say other than actually shooting, like if it's a gun, to pull the trigger and fire is gonna cost an action. But if it's a
Yeah, I
TW
figured.
item, for the most part, all you're really doing is hitting a button. And so in those instances, we're not gonna really cost an action to turn it on. So
Oh,
you
okay.
could, as your full action, or as your bonus action, you could ready it and get it prepared to throw, and then as your actual action, you can throw it.
Sounds sound. I like it.
Okay? And you are charging it up, correct? Just to make sure.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So you charge this thing up with the flick of a button as it drops down into your hand, and you fling it all with one smooth, graceful motion. Let's take a quick look at its properties. I believe that's equipment. TW gravity shock knife. And let's see. Here we go. Don't have a description all written out. I want to say it added 3d6 mega damage worth of shock to the 1d6 vibro blade base, giving a total of 4. Let me see.
Just realized my map looks like a half and a foot. What I can see on my map just looks like the lower
Indeed,
levels.
I see it now too, since you said something.
Which main hand 8d6? That's not right. It should be. That's because it's adding that in. Okay. And we're going to say physical endurance check against shock, and I believe it was 3 melee attacks and last in order. Okay. So the damage for that is going to be 4d6, and I just need you to go ahead and roll your strike roll, which is just going to be... Let me see. I thought I had this all set for you. Profiles, combat ready god hands. So really what we should do is go like this. We should switch over to god hands. Or switch over to the knife with your profile. Shock knife. Knife targeting. That gives you your throw bonus. Beautiful. So yeah, that's all we needed to do is switch over. Now
Yeah, teach me how to do that.
If you go to your
Oh, on the bottom?
yeah, on under
see
character sheet on profiles.
I see
Yeah,
it.
okay. And then we'll just switch back to your god hands after this. So that's set. So now when we go active with your profile under ancient, you should be able to just roll on the throw. And
Strike?
No, throw. It's the fourth one down.
Sorry.
And that gives you that +4 for your
Yeah.
targeting. Very nice.
I did
12.
regular strike.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Well, that was a regular strike. That wasn't with the throw.
Oh, okay. That one had a... Oh, nice.